Hello and welcome to Tal's Minecraft. This is Season 2, Episode 2. And as you can see, I have changed up the inside of the house a little bit, and I've added out a little bit of a deck back here. I've got my farm going and have been gathering resources since last episode, so we'll go ahead and gather up some of this stuff so we'll be sure to have some food, and then we'll just jump right in to the mods. I'm wanting to get started with some of the Industrialcraft stuff today. I was lucky enough to find some diamonds yesterday while I was gathering resources, so I've got enough to get started doing what I want to do. Okay. I also found some melons, so cleared out and changed up, added some stairs, and we're going to go ahead and get started on, let's see, do we have any tin? We do have some tin. Good, good, good. We have some iron. Let's see. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started with some of the machinery and such that we need. And to do that, I need some tin and some refined iron. I also need some rubber, which I was able to find some rubber tree saplings yesterday, and I've also got a little bit of sticky resin, which may give me just enough to do what I need to. Get this cooked up. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get another furnace going here. And while we're waiting on that, we can go down here and I can show you my little mining area that I've got cleared out here. I did find a ravine yesterday, and in that ravine I found a little dungeon with a zombie spawner, which I will be using that later on, but for right now I'm going to leave it where it's at. I'll go ahead and get the rest of this. I did find some red power gems yesterday as well, and use those to mine resources. I ran out of my last pickaxe that I was using with it, and I'm not gonna make another one right now because I've got enough to get started with a drill. So I just got to make the equipment that I need. I always need coal. So we're going to go ahead and collect all this iron here. may be able to hear my kids in the background. They love to come in and watch Daddy play Minecraft, so also opened out a little area down here with a little workroom and mined until I hit lava in both of these directions. I haven't mined out in there yet. Go ahead and get this up so I can see where I'm at. Alright. Got our rubber. Notice I did cook that sticky resin in the furnace and got rubber from it. And we want some copper. Now, I do not have enough to get enough rubber to get started doing everything that I want, but you know, crafting tables don't cook ores, sadly enough. Go ahead and one more piece of copper here. Let's see, I'm gonna have to have some more rubber. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and use this to make a battery. 4 pieces of tin, 1 piece of copper cable, and 2 redstone makes a rechargeable battery. Battery on top of a machine block on top of a furnace gives us our first generator, which is our first Industrialcraft block. So we'll put that one right down there, and let's go ahead and sleep, change it over to daytime. While we're waiting for the sun to get all the way up, we can go ahead and put this together. Now, one other thing that I wanted to do is let's go ahead and get some of this cooking. Alright, now I think this is going to be the area that I put my little rubber tree farm at, so I'm going to need to clear these trees out, but instead of doing it manually, I think I want to do it using something from Computercraft. So what we're going to do here, I think I've got all the stuff I need. It's going to cost 3 diamonds to do it. That's okay. I'm going to take and make a diamond axe, and waiting on that to cook up. Let's organize our stuff here a little bit so that I have a little bit more inventory room. And okay. We're going to make us a chest. And then we're going to need some glass. Six pieces of glass to make glass panes. And we take a glass pane and a piece of redstone and stone, and that gives us a computer. Now if we take our computer and put a chest underneath and then surround that with iron, that gives us a turtle. Then we take our diamond axe and that gives us a felling turtle. What we want to do with our felling turtle, and we'll right click, it'll get us into the OS. First thing we want to do is label our turtle. Label set, and that labels it, so that what I can then do is tell it to refuel all, and it pulls that coal. And now I can break the turtle and replace it and go into here and it still remembers its fuel level. So the first program I always write is a way to check fuel. CF is something that I use to check fuel. So what we do is we write a function here, print and let's see, that's also a function. And basically all this is going to do is print out fuel remaining. It prints whatever's in the quotation marks as a string, and then the dot dot tells it to concatenate or join together the output of turtle.get fuel level. And that's a function, so it's followed by parentheses. We're going to save it, exit, and now I can type CF and it will tell me how much fuel is remaining. But we've got to have a program to fell these trees. So I've actually gotten one written already, and I'm gonna have to find it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut the recording here, and then I will show you the program whenever I have it put in there. Alright, and we're back. Okay, now what I've done is I've copied over the program fell. You can see when I do a list, it's got CF and fell into my turtle, and this is one that I wrote a while back. And basically, and I'm going to go through this, and if you're not interested in Lua programming or Computercraft, you feel free to skip ahead until you see me chopping down the tree or whatever. But for those of you who are interested, we've set a count variable here, and then I have a function that I declare called talFell, and that's just the naming variation that I like to put on my functions. It digs up, it digs forward, and then it moves up. That's all it does. Then I have a function fell down, and I pass the value of count. And what it does is, while I is between 0 and count -1, it digs down, it digs forward, and it moves down. very simple. It just throws it through a loop. The reorient is for when it gets to the top of the tree. It turns right, it digs forward, it moves forward, and then it turns back left to reorient. So you always have to put this on the left side of the tree whenever you start. The drop all is a function. I've designed this this program to work with a chest or an ender chest, and basically it just iterates through all the slots. While slot is less than 17, it selects a slot and drops that beneath it into a chest or whatever, and then it iterates, or not iterates, but increments the slot number. Alright, and here is the main function of the program. Turtle Detect basically looks for anything in front of it, any block in front of it, or anything like that. If it detects anything in front of it, it digs in front of it, then it moves forward. Then while it detects a block above it, it calls the fell function, where it basically just digs up, digs forward, and moves up. And then it increases the count by 1 every time it moves up. When it doesn't detect anything above it, it reorients and then counts down. And then the last thing that it does is it digs, it reorients itself to go back to the starting point and does the drop. And then it reselects slot 1. If it doesn't detect anything in front of it, it prints out no tree detected, shutting down. So we can save that, and you'll notice when I break this, it still retains the information because it was labeled. So now I can take my turtle and come over here and type fell, and you'll notice that it's doing its thing. It's going through and digging its way up through the tree. That way we don't have to worry about going through and manually trying to get rid of these big trees, and we still get the wood from them. So a really good way to automate tasks with the Computercraft turtles, and that will work on single trees as well. It just, when it reorients, it won't be digging anything but leaves downwards, but it's a really good method of automating tasks, is using the Computercraft and the Lua. And as you can see, it's working its way down. Now we can go ahead and sleep through the night, and it'll be done. And then we can go ahead and plant these rubber trees while we're one, two, zero. And as you can see, it dropped everything, and it's gone back to where I started it from. So we'll go ahead and do that with that one as well. It's also a really good way to get wood, especially if you're using these extra biome trees. Let's see here. Well, let's go see if we've got any bone meal. I don't think we do. Do not have any bone meal. So we will be waiting for those trees to grow. And while we're waiting, we're clearing these areas out. And we will return when that is done. So hang around and we'll see you in just a little bit. And we're back. As you can see, I've gotten this area cleared out, and now while we're waiting on these trees to grow, I have found that I am out of storage space. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some we're not going to make any more chests right now. What we're going to do is we're going to make some of these. Barrels. Barrels are an item that is from, I believe it's the Factorization mod, and what they do is they allow you to store up to 64 stacks of a single item in them. So what I can do is I can come in here and right click twice, and it stores all of the stacks of logs that I've got in my inventory. It just automatically pulls them out and throws them in the barrels. So that will help our organization system a little bit to keep from getting so clogged up all the time here. And we'll go ahead and let's get this reorganized. Alright. Now we'll get the sand moved. And let's see here. Unfortunately, we're still waiting on the trees to grow. I believe that's all I want to put in the barrels right now. I suppose I could put all of my redstone and nickelite in the barrels. And let's put coal in there. Store the sugar cane and sleep through the night, and hopefully we'll get these rubber trees growing pretty quickly here. And you will notice those red power trees, or not red power trees, but extra biomes trees drop a ton of saplings, which when we go to working with forestry later on using the biogas, that will be beneficial. Let's see if I can get out of this water. And get all of those. Okay. We've got 4 more barrels here. For right now, I think I'm just going to put those guys right here. And we should be good to go on those. Alright, let's see here. Go ahead and harvest up our sugar cane. And that is the beauty of the barrels, is that because they take the multiple stacks and store them in a single inventory like that, you can go ahead and stock up on materials even if you're not going to be using it right away, and that way later on you don't necessarily have to go out and gather a bunch of materials. It'll be right there for you. Okay. And we're still waiting on them to grow. Oh, we can always go gather some more resources while we're at it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and get us a ruby pickaxe, since I don't quite have the rubber to do the diamond drill yet. We'll get there though. Alright, come down here and collect these few things that As you can see with the nickelite and the redstone, you do get a lot of that, so that's another reason that I like the barrels. You can upgrade the barrels. That'll be a little bit later on because you have to actually have ender pearls and blaze rods to upgrade the barrels, but those are not too awfully hard to come by. Usually. And if we're lucky, we'll find some more diamonds. Hey, we got some bones. So, go ahead and explore this area out a little bit. That's one way to do it. Just run right into them. Let's see. Drop those. I think it's about time to go empty our inventory. We will head down this hallway back to our base. And let's drop all this stuff off here. And that will give us just enough bone meal to Grow 3 of our rubber trees there. And we'll take our sickle. And clear these out. And get some more saplings here. That's a pretty good haul for rubber saplings. Looks like we have almost got a little farm area filled out here. We just got to get them grown up. And let's get some rubber. And with those barrels, you can shift left click to get one at a time, or just left click to get a full stack, and of course right click to put whatever stack of items you have in your hand at the time, or double right click to put all of the items from your inventory of that item type in there. So good little bit of rubber there. And we'll go ahead and cook that up. While we're waiting on that, and we'll get this cooked up here. And now we can make one of our Industrialcraft machines. I need a piece of refined iron. Up. Did I not get that other piece of redstone? No, I did not. Piece of refined iron, 2 pieces of redstone, and 6 copper cables gives us our circuit. Now, if you've never played Industrialcraft, the electronic circuit is the basis of most of the Industrialcraft machines. So we will take and set this up like this. I believe, yeah, there it is, the Macerator. And we also want to get an extractor set up. So we'll make another one of those circuits. cook some more iron. And what the extractor does is it allows you, you saw how we were cooking the sticky resin, and it gave us a 1-to-1 ratio. Basically, for every sticky resin you get 1 piece of rubber. Well, the extractor actually will extract 3 pieces of rubber from every sticky resin. So that will allow us to more efficiently process rubber. And there we go. So now we have our Macerator and our extractor, and now we can start breaking down our ores. And that will allow us to advance in our resource gathering. So it looks like we're getting to a good point where I can wrap up here. I believe next time we will work on some more Industrialcraft stuff. I'll be doing some more resource gathering and probably rearranging the house a bit to be give us a little bit more space to work with. Definitely will watch for these rubber trees to produce more sticky resin and for the others to grow. You'll notice I have quite a lot of rubber trees planted. That's because you use a lot of rubber as you go with the Industrialcraft. So my suggestion to you is, if you're playing along, following along, and doing your own stuff, if you decide to start with the Industrialcraft, you don't have to, but if you decide to start with the Industrialcraft, you want to invest a good bit of space to setting up rubber farm. You will benefit from it in the long run. And there's a way we can automate it later on, but for right now we're just going to do this manually. So I appreciate everybody coming in and watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Like I say, I don't always have a chance to, or an opportunity to answer every single comment, but I do read all the comments. So, wow, that grew fast. So we will see you guys next time, and have a great day. Have a blessed day.